Welcome to the video. Couple of things in this video. Couple of really interesting facts. Experiments on rats of all things. Back 1970, 72, and there was some updates on this experiment in 85-ish in the 80s. And obviously I do not condemn testing on animals or anything like that, but scientific discoveries that came out of this, very, very interesting. So let's just open this video with an interesting fact for you all. The play theory and how that affects you and me and everything we do. They basically found if they put two rats in a cage, one slightly bigger than the other rat, they would play, and this would normally happen if you put them in the cage. They would play. Eventually they would take them out, put them back in, take them out, put them back in, and they discovered that if the bigger rat of the two dominated the other rat more than 30% of the time, no play would ever happen. Nothing would happen, because the smaller rat would give up hope or know that there was no good outcome from this and just would stop. Now, they continued this with countless thousands, and this continually happened. And they based this calculation on 30% or less. But if the two rats that were in the cage, the bigger rat let the little rat win more than 30% of the time, play would continue. And you may well say, what relevance is this in anything that we do? We're like highly advanced creatures in the evolution of things, and well, you would hope, and some would argue, and but that is what your basis is in virtually everything. Gambling, slot machines, 30% chance of winning, scratch cards, 30% chance of winning. Anything less than that and we just stop playing. Where does this come into golf? The World Handicap System. You've got a 30% chance of breaking your handicap or winning. You can work it out, it's 30%. It's not less than 30%. If it was less than 30%, we go back to the bad old days where people just stopped playing golf. So you can take a experiment, a mathematical algorithm that they discovered through two rats, and expand it through your life in various forms of things like gambling, sport, anything that we have an artificial control of, we can have some sort of algorithm to kind of balance it, i.e. making you all think that you have a chance, right? Now, if you want a practical sort of demonstration of this, if you go back to Tiger Woods' career in golf, when he got to like the ultimate pinnacle, where he was winning 85% of the time, he teed it up. In fact, it might have gone to 90. Now, at that point, pros gave up. They literally gave up. No chance of beating him. He's in the field. You could see it. And it took ages before somebody dared to say, no, I can do this. So that effect of the play scenario weighed heavy on everyone else in the field. He had like this illusion that he was unbeatable. But the algorithm that me and you, goes 90% of us don't really see algorithms or have any concept of them, how they would affect you, how your thinking's affected by an algorithm. YouTube's a classic example. everything you watch leads you in to something that has a connection in their algorithm. It might be completely different from the subject of the video, a golf video, but then because I've mentioned about this experiment, you're guaranteed YouTube will start pulling in these experiment things that will show you about this effect of the play theory, the play effect. There's a lot more other stuff. There's tribal stuff, there's everything like that, but we'll not go into that. Not in this video, because it's far too long. And I wanted to just say that you're moaning about the World Handicap system, but actually it's 30% better than it was, because you have a really good chance every time you're going out of either winning or playing or cutting your handicap, or vice versa, going up. But it's not loaded, so it does seem it's loaded, but we'll stop there, right? Because now on the 45 element, here is a must do. You must learn this. Now, if you've been making your own gem up, the gem with the weight, you'll notice that when you're swinging, right, swinging up to the top, right, swinging down and swinging through to this point here, you should not have released the club. Here is where you release the club on the follow through and up, okay? So when you're training the 45, you want to be training it from halfway to halfway. There's no release, right? Halfway, no release. There's your release halfway. That would be at the top. Impact is here. Through's here. Release is here. Conventional golf would have you believe that release is here, like this. No. You actually want the release here, square here on the 45, still square, release here. Takes a lot of practice to drill that, because your thought pattern and your hands will get twitchy. But the 45 throw is only this move here, right? So you can see that my hands are only on the 45 here and here, right? So when I'm halfway back, there's my release there, there's my release there. Very important you understand this. Release of where the release is absolutely like not here, okay? And this is where the illusion of lag comes in, right? So when you're swinging up here on the 45, and this is where your wrists are breaking here, and you come through square impact, you could say that that's a lag. That's still kind of like a lag, but there's your release there, up to the top. So imagine you have an axe. An axe is really heavy, like it's a full-size axe, right? Heavier than a golf club. If you wanted to throw it up on the 45 and throw it down, right, you would have to lock it there to make impact, and then it would swing under its own weight to here like a pendulum, and then you'd release up to the top. Effortless. And you can do that with a golf club, especially if you add the gem on, right? Because what it does to the whole golf club is A, balances it, face balance, right? Make your own one up though, because who's going to pay 120 quid for it? We showed you how to make it. You can buy one, but you can make one. But anyway, it makes the club so heavy that you are now employing this axe throw. And it teaches your hands that in actual fact, that is happening, that's happening at impact. And your release up the top is like, so from you're halfway, and your hands do not actually release, right? They actually release up here and here. There's no release here. Here's release, and here no release. It's bang, square. Because you think about it, if you're swinging at the speeds these guys are all swinging at, and I know we don't swing at half those speeds, but even so, that is absolutely neutral and square through the ball every time, using the what we showed you. You get just 3 straws here. So if I manufacture this thing here, right? So you've got your 45 is there, and your 90 is there, right? So there's your feet line. There's your vertical wall line everybody talks about. Don't break the wall, don't break the wall. And there's your 45 throw line, okay? Right, so bang, you're square. Now obviously, in here you'd have your flight line, but again, it's still 45, 45, 45. So 45 over 90 is the magical formula for golf. That's been over complicated, and that's how it lies on the ground. So take it, make it like that, lie it down like that. That's your feet line, your throw line, and your vertical 90. And your job is to blend the two on the 45. But what's amazing is, because our brains are very good at seeing in linear, when in actual fact, and this is another conversation we'll maybe go into, there's no straight lines in the universe. Straight lines do not exist. Straight lines are a human invention. There are no straight lines. Everything's curved. So, because we see in linear, which 2D, a straight line works, because we can internally see this line, like it's there, and we forget when we're actually swinging up on this, we're blending, we're turning. So this is not actually a straight line, it's a curve. But it's a mind hack to get you to, which in turn keeps you and the club on perfect plane. How do you know that? Well, especially if you train with a gem, it is so heavy that if you take the gem off plane, whoa, you will like really, whoa, it'll be all over the place. You'll get this wobble, you'll get everything that they talk about. But if you do what I've rewind, do what I'm saying, swing there to there, release only here and here, the gem does not wobble. And that is the Vardon 45. Vardon V's, Vardon grip, Vardon everything. Simplest way to play golf. Shoulder width, internal heel line, shoulder width. You don't need any wider stance than shoulder width to do this motion. Any wider will lock your lower half up so that your pivot will not be efficient. Rewind to the short of my dad, who's 82, 83. That's all he does, and look how fluid his whole coil is from the top to the bottom, like that. And he's only ever stood shoulder width, internal shoulder width on his heels, so that he can up and down, and remain never breaking the wall, this lead wall on the 90, right? On the 45. So, very complicated discussion today. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hopefully the YouTube algorithm will populate your videos with all these factual videos that explain what I've been talking about for the last near 15 minutes. A lot better than I do. And one person to check out is Cooper Osborne Golf. Now, bearing in mind that if you take his videos and watch them, but remember always that this fact here is the tangent that holds all of his videos together. All of them. He's not going to necessarily explain that because he actually gives lessons, right? And if he explained all that, like I have just done, then you would not need to go to him to get a lesson. So obviously, you can understand where Cooper's coming from when he leaves some stuff out. But you could argue that every top teaching professional leaves something out, either intentionally or just subconsciously, so that the likes of you, me, and everyone else is always searching, right? Always searching for something. Now, that's an inquisitive nature that is good to have in any sport, because it pushes you onwards, always onwards. Why Tiger became how good he was because he kept pushing the boundaries. I can get better, I can get better. Right, so we'll wind this up, we'll post the video. You can comment below if you've made it this far. Hey Mike, I made it to 15:30, but you only know that at this exact moment. So thanks for watching. Channel's all for charity. Macmillan Healthy Heroes Shelter UK. So the ad revenue goes. Hope you've enjoyed the video, and I hope we can do more of this and have maybe live discussions. But I need you guys to post when's the best time to go live on a Q&A for everyone who's a subscriber.